morning friends, and we continue with the same chapter, laws of motion. Today we are discussing laws of motion. Already we have discussed it, that is, in this laws of motion we have already discussed static friction and rolling friction, static friction and kinetic friction. We are going to discuss about rolling friction. It is a part of 5.91. It's a part of 5.91. It's a rolling friction. Already I said we have discussed static friction, kinetic friction and its laws. What are the laws of static friction? It is Fs is directly proportional to normal reaction. Fs maximum is equal to mu Sn. This is the first law of static friction. That is, frictional force. Static frictional force is maximum, which is equal to mu S into N. N is called as normal reaction. So Fs max is equal to mu S mg. This is independent of area of contact. It only depends on nature of the surfaces in contact. Similarly, there is a kinetic friction. Ft is directly proportional to normal reaction. Now, Fk also is independent of area of contact. It is independent of velocity and it only depends on nature of the surfaces. Fk is equal to mu kn or Fk is equal to mu k mg. So it is called as coefficient of kinetic friction. In comparison with static friction, kinetic friction is small or force of static friction is always greater as compared to force of kinetic friction. Then it comes a third friction, which is called as the rolling friction. This one. Just an object or a ring or a sphere which is rolling without slipping. There is a ring, we can see this one, it is rolling without slipping on a horizontal plane. Here we can see this is the ring or a sphere rolling without slipping on a horizontal plane, do not experience any force of friction. One more point, only one point of contact is there. In between these one, there is only one point of contact between a body and a surface. This point is not in motion relative to body or a surface. And this one is called as rolling friction. So in case of rolling friction, only one point is in contact with this one. Now, as the point of contact is a very small one, in principle, there is no loss due to friction in case of rolling. And therefore, rolling friction, Fr, is far less than kinetic and static. If you see the order, rolling friction is minimum, kinetic friction is slightly greater, but static friction is far greater. So static friction is maximum in this one. In this case, rolling friction, why it is minimum? Because of this one. As the point of contact is not in motion. Here, we in the beginning itself studied, because of relative motion, the force which arises between two surfaces in contact is called as force of friction. No relative motion. Therefore, ideally speaking, it should be zero. But practically, it is not. And as rolling friction is minimum amongst all these three, wind is considered to be a milestone or discovery of wind is considered to be a milestone in the history of mankind. Here, the power dissipated due to friction is reduced. Still, we say that rolling friction, ideally it should be zero, but there is some friction even in case of rolling also. So what is the origin of rolling friction? Origin of rolling friction. See that this is the surface, this is the ring or sphere. Now ideally we consider only one point is in contact, but because of weight of this one, what happens? There is a slightly deformation of this surface's takes place, and the point of contact, just this one will be getting slight shape of curve, and the surface in contact increases. As soon as two surfaces are in contact, the parallel component to the surface acts as a frictional force, and therefore this is the origin of rolling friction. When the rolling body is moving on the surface, on a horizontal surface, there is a bit change in shape of the surface due to weight of the rolling body, and then some considerable area of surfaces come in contact, which is the main considered as origin of these frictions. In previous topic already we have studied that all these forces are considered to be electrical in origin. Now this was the origin. What are the remedies to reduce the friction? Overall, friction is considered as undesirable. Friction plays a negative role in mechanics. Different parts of machines are moving, and because of friction, wear and tear of those machine parts takes place. It damages the different parts of machine, and there is power dissipated because of friction. But this friction can be reduced by using lubricants. But still, some friction remains there, and this is dissipated in the form of heat. So one way to reduce the friction is to use lubricants. Second way to reduce the friction is using ball and bearing. In case of ball and bearing, the only one point is considered to be in contact. Therefore, force of friction reduces in case of ball and bearing. Forces between different surfaces can also be reduced by creating a cushion of air between two surfaces. For example, this is the balloon. Now, this balloon here, it is a disc. Here, when the air comes out of this one, the balloon disc is lifted up. This CD compact disc, but this not, it is a CD disc is there. Nowadays we are using pen drive, therefore CDs are also not available. When the air in the balloon is coming out, the cushion between the surface and the disc